Hello again. I thank you for tuning in to my extraordinarily great YouTube channel. And I thought this week we'd take a look at what happened in the news in Ontario, Southern Ontario, specifically some of the stats for the areas around in that region. So let's just see what we've got here. We've got statistics for the Brant County area to start. And the number of homes we sold for June in Brantford and Brant County combined was 215, which is a 13% increase from last year, but we're down about 8% from last month. Now, the average selling price of a detached home in this area is $784,000, which is still an increase over last year of almost 4%, but we're down almost 2% from last month. And then it breaks it down further here by Brantford versus Brant County and looks at some of those numbers again. Okay, specifically because Brant County would have more acreage property and larger pieces of land, and so there'd be some value there. We've got 2 months of inventory, which was the same as last month. We have 22 days on market. We were 21 last month, so we're a little bit, basically the same. Our closed price to list price, so what do people pay versus what are people asking, was 100%. Last month it was 99.4, so we're pretty close here to full price offers, which means that on average they're about 100% of what people want. Now, when we look at some of these other numbers, let's just see what else we haven't looked at here yet. Looks like that's all for this one. We've got the breakdown by ward and the number of sales, leases, new, active. It looks into commercial and so on. And the average prices in Ward 1, 761 and 744 for condo, for instance. And there's a breakdown of these map areas on the newsletter link. And then when we look at Brant County ward, it is also broken down and the wards are also on that link. So if you're in any of those areas, you can determine which area is yours and take a look at those numbers very specifically. Okay. Now, some of the other news articles or highlights that I point out this week: affordability improved for the first time in 3 years. There's support coming for mortgage holders in trouble. We're seeing a labor crunch, and the housing crisis is spreading in Ontario. We've got a crackdown. The Ontario government's going to look at cracking down on pre-construction price hikes. I've included a link there to free legal advice. If you have a legal question, there's an advice hotline there. The cottage country real estate market cooled off a bit, and Brantford was ranked one of the safest cities in Canada. I believe it was in the top 5. So we've got a lot more news that happened this week as well, but those are kind of some of the highlights. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, and maybe we'll see you again next week. Have a good one.